Hello and thanks for staying with us. Tinkan Customs Command says goods worth over ₦1 billion from importers operating at the port. Also on Customs report, CG speaks on Customs budget with members of the National Assembly. Plus, more report. I am Igiseme Etine. Stay tuned. The Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service have been speaking on customs budget with members of the National Assembly. He told the members of the National Assembly that the service will continue to perform its function as approved by government.
Evasion and economic sabotage. Thus, high level of this relationship must be deliberately structured in order to broaden our tax collectivity. Page 8, Mr. Chairman and distinguished senators. 2022 expected income. The service proposed a budget expenditure of 369.14 billion for the year 2022, which will be sourced from the following sources. First is the 7% cost of collection for the year 2022. We expect to reach 151.84 billion. Two, 60% CISS granted by Mr. President, we expect to reach 60.12 billion. And 2% share of the NCS VAT collection, there we expect to generate 14.94 billion. And then the retained income for the year 2021 to roll over to 2022 is 114.39 billion. And the share of the excess of the 2021 budget, which of course we couldn't have made any effort of spending it because it was not budgeted, as a result of the of exceeding the target, we were able to get this amount also added to our own collection. The total sum, therefore, distinguished chair, is 369.14 billion. The expected income will be utilized as follows. First, personnel cost. We expect, if everything goes well, to expend 108.85%, 85 billion, or 29.49% of the budget on personnel cost. Then overhead cost. We expect to spend 45.89 billion, or 12.43 billion of the entire budget. Capital cost. The total cost here is almost all the bulk of our money will go on capital expenditure. And here, this is one of the few budgets that is I think nationwide, that you find out that much money is put in capital instead of overhead and personnel costs. So here Mr. Chairman, by the grace of God, expect to spend 214.30 billion, which is 58.08% of the total budget of 369.04 billion. Major highlights of the proposed budget expenditure. Personnel cost for 2022. The nominal roll of 15,004 personnel and 3,200 expected recruitment of cadets are used in estimating the personnel cost of 108.85 billion, which comprises of 86.50 billion is an allocation for personnel salaries and allowances. 7.73 billion is provision for employers' contribution under the National Pension Scheme. 3.93 billion is a provision for employers' contribution to National Health Insurance Scheme, NHIS.
According to him, the customs will fight smuggling along the nation's borderline. He speaks more on the number of issues.
And I start with item 2 there, which is the review of the 2021 approved budget performance. Revenue performance of 2021 budget. The approved revenue target for the year 2021 stood at 1.679 trillion. The service collected a total revenue of 1.716 trillion for the period of January to December 2021. When compared to the approved revenue target of the same period, January to December 2020, the service surpassed its target by 504.34 billion, or 41.63%. The service also collected the sum of 525.06 billion as value-added tax on imports from January to December 2021, thereby bringing the total collection for the year 2021 to 2.241 trillion for the period under review. Page 3. Most importantly, the above remarkable performance was recorded amidst the following militating factors. As usual, as always, we continue to state this because they are part of the militating factors against what we believe would enhance the collection of revenue and maximizing our collection. First among them is the standing government, the deliberate trade and economic policies, monetary both and physical, such as the restriction of 43 items from accessing forex at official window. While we're not saying we're not against it, and I'm sure the wisdom behind this is good enough, but it is one of those things that has reduced the amount that we would have collected. 2, the non-functional scanners at the various customs scanning sites. This factor has adversely affected the service's ability to carry out effective examination for selective consignment, and the chairman made mention of this in his opening remarks. 3, only 2 commodities, cigarette and alcoholic beverages, were under excise control within the period under review. So we are yet to get the directive to start collecting the 10% on carbonated drink, and also we are yet to come to terms of who is going to collect the telecommunication excise. That is still under process, and it is our hope that before the end of the first quarter of this year, we will precisely get go ahead to start collecting, because every day that passes by, we are losing revenue.
The Assistant Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service, in charge of Zone A, has urged newly decorated officers to continue to implement government policies to the latter. The ACG told newly decorated officers to continue to implement government policies on clearance of goods at the port.
Of joy for me. It's quite remarkable the number of officers that have been promoted in Zone A, and also the realignment of some of the officers. It's a big day for us in Zone A. You know, with e-customs, we're talking about complete automation of our processes, and also the borders will be manned electronically. We're going to have drones. We're going to have area surveillance of the borders, and that will go a long way in helping us to police our borders effectively. Soon examinations are coming up, and so I would enjoin them to prepare very well for the next one so they can get elevated. Much is given, much is expected. For the new ranks, for the new levels, new responsibilities, and they should be able to carry the service going forward.
Some of the decorated officers has this to say.
Gratitude to Almighty Allah for sparing our lives to this day. Our heartfelt, sincere and profound gratitude also goes to the Comptroller General of Customs, Colonel Hamid Ali Ibrahim Ali, and the entire management for finding us worthy of a promotion to the next rank. So we are most profoundly appreciative. To those, my colleagues that have been promoted and decorated here, I say to whom much is given, much is desired. So I urge we uphold the virtues and values of Nigerian Customs Service, generation of maximum revenue, suppression of smuggling, especially at a time of like this that the country is facing a lot of security challenges. So I urge we all collectively put our hands together and see that at least we help the country come out of these security challenges.
I'm grateful to the Lord Almighty. Most especially, I thank the CGC, Colonel Hamid Ali, retired, and his management team for giving me this opportunity to serve in a higher capacity.
Grateful for this promotion. I'm really very grateful. And I say thank you to the management, from the CG to the ACG, DCGs, and everybody. Thank you very much.
First and foremost, I want to glorify the Almighty God that has made it possible for us to witness this day. Indeed, we are grateful to the Controller General of Customs, Colonel Hamid Ali, retired, and his entire management. We are grateful, and I know to whom much is given, much is expected. And I'm assuring you, the service will be proud of us, Nigeria will be proud of us, humanity will be proud of us, because we will ensure that anything that will jeopardize public health and safety will not be allowed.
You are watching the program Customs Report. The Nigerian Customs Service, Semi-Border, has seized 1,300 jerry cans of petroleum products from smugglers operating along the nation's borderline. The seized items were intercepted along the creeks within the Semi-Border and Badagry axis. The seized items has a total bid value of over 12 million naira. The Customs Area Controller attributed the success to the CG anti-smuggling drive as approved by the management in Abuja.
Last Sunday, around 0900 hours, our officers on routine patrol along the Seme-Badagry axis along the border. We are here to ensure facilitation of trade. But those people that are economic saboteurs, like people insisting that they must smuggle this out of the country, we are ready for them, and we are not going to wait for them anymore.
The command remained committed in ensuring such illegal and unlawful businesses are suppressed and discouraged. Tinkan Customs Command has seized goods worth over 1 billion naira from some importers operating within the port. The Customs Area Controller said that customs will not allow concealment of goods at the port. The Customs Area Controller in charge of Tinkan Customs Command said that the government will continue to fight against importation of goods into the country without government approval. He said that 640 bales of used clothes, a container loaded with Novagen injection, forcibly declared as converters, and the container loaded of chloroquine injection were also seized by government.
Machetes, cutlasses are under Chapter 9305, and they need end-user certificate. Container declared as static converters. But herein we have 1,392 cartons of 1,200 pieces of ampoules per carton of chloroquine injection. This is what we have here, and these are the samples. The manifest is static converters, but what we have there is this chloroquine injection. That's concealment. No, false declaration. Why they bring in this thing? These are regulated products. These are regulated products by NAFDAC, and some of them are even banned from coming into the country. So they will always do this. It's not about reduction in duty. It's about concealing this to beat security, not about evasion of duty, but these are health issues. These ones, they want to kill people. And sometimes they use this is abuse of medication. So there's nothing like evasion of duty in this, because this one is even 0% in the tariff. So there's no evasion in it. But because it's a regulated product, they are trying to beat everybody. That's why they are brought in as static converters, them to book. And we are putting them on their toes that prohibited items will not be allowed in this command. We have declared this command no prohibition, no prohibited items. So long as I am in charge, we'll do all our best possible to make sure we'll use this as a deterrent for other importers of such. Port Command's operation for the first quarter, that is January to March 2022, significantly aligned with the statutory responsibilities of the service in the areas of revenue generation, trade facilitation, and enforcement and anti-smuggling activities. In addition to the above, my mandate also included putting modalities in place to boost exports and increase revenue through the use of risk management mechanism in identifying areas of leakages with a view to blocking them. It is also instructive to note that the command's operation drew inspiration from the theme of the International Customs Day, scaling up customs digital transformation by embracing a data culture and building a data ecosystem. The command continues to leverage on this theme to harness such facilities that have been made available on the NICE's platform, such as pre-arrival assessment report, advanced manifest, selectivity engine, and artificial intelligence, and also data analysis, which to a large extent enhanced our risk management processes, culminating into trade facilitation, expedited custom processes, and ensuring the collection of appropriate duties and taxes. Revenue generation. Accordingly, in the area of revenue generation for the first quarter, January to March 2022, Tinkan Island Port Command achieved a revenue collection of 135 billion, 443 million, 223,283 naira and 32 kobo. This is an improvement of 22 billion, 747 million, 530,000, 124 naira and 65 kobo only, translating to a 20.18% increase from the first quarter 2021 collection of 112 billion, 695 million, 693,158 naira 66 kobo only. This is a comparative analysis between the first quarter in 2021 and this quarter, the same first quarter in 2022. For exports, in terms of exports, the total tonnage of goods exported through Tinkan Island Port for the period under review, January to March 2022, is 71,014 metric tons, with a total FOB value of 56 billion, 205 million, 901,295 naira only. While in the preceding year, January to March 2021, the total tonnage of goods exported through the command was 44,502 metric tons, with a total FOB value of 31 billion, 371 million, 825,954 naira only. Comparatively, between January to March 2021 and 2022, the tonnage of goods exported through the command increased from 44,502.9 metric tons to 71,014 metric tons, representing an increase of 62.67%. The FOB value in naira of the above-mentioned tonnage also increased from 31.3 billion to 56.2 billion, representing an increase of 55.82% within the period under review. One of the matching orders I was given while I was coming to take over here was to make Tinkan Island Port export friendly. So I met with the port manager and we designed a way out. I told him I will make documentation easy, and I also looked at operational skills of my officers and did some changes. That is why we're having an increase of 62.6% in export. Commodities.
He said that the export policy of the federal government recorded an increase of 44,000 metric tons to 71,000 metric tons, an increase of over 62%, with a seizure of over ₦1 billion. The Customs Area Controller in charge of Upper Customs Command has said that Nigerian Customs Service will continue to generate revenue from importers who are willing to pay the right revenue to the government. He also warned importers who are refusing to pay the right revenue to make sure that the consignment of consignment are not allowed at the port. It speaks more on a number of issues.
Stakeholders of the naval industry, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to welcome you all to this first quarter press briefing to acquaint you with the command's scorecard in the area of import, export, trade, anti-smuggling activities, and trade facilitation in the last 3 months, January to March 2022. Revenue. In the period under review, the command has collected revenue to the tune of 264 billion, 536 million, 201,293.721 kobo. This shows a significant increase of 104 billion as against 159 billion naira collected in the corresponding months of the year 2020, representing 65.7% increase in the revenue collection in the year 2022. This feat was most possible by the Almighty Allah through our officers' creativity and leveraging on the service IT platform to ensure that all revenue leakages have been mitigated, as well as sustaining the level of compliance by the importers, stakeholders in the clearance value chain. In the anti-smuggling operation, anti-smuggling activities has become a matter of central concern in the command, particularly with the activities of recalcitrant traders who are always looking for ways to undermine our system. The enforcement unit has been strengthened through strict monitoring, enhanced collaboration, and sharing of credible intelligence with relevant government agencies to suppress smuggling to the barest minimum. Though the command recorded a seizure of 46 containers of various items, 46 seizures of various items with a duty paid value of 1,142,876,606 naira as against 28 seizures made in the corresponding months of the year 2020. These seizures include unregistered pharmaceutical such as tramadol, codeine syrup, unprocessed wood, used clothing, footwears, foreign parboiled rice, and other sundry items that falls under prohibition list. These are importations that are in clear contribution or contravention of Section 46, Section 47 of the Custom and Excise Management Act, Cap C 45, Law of the Federation of Nigeria 2004. At this junction, let me reiterate that Apapa Command will always ready to assist in facilitating legitimate trade and ensuring that all forms of smuggling activities through false declaration on import/export trade done in defiance to the extant trade guidelines will be detected through our layers of control mechanism. Export statistic. In line with the federal government effort to diversify the economy through non-oil export, the command recorded exportation of agricultural goods, mineral resources, steel products, etc. for the first quarter of the year 2022. Statistics from the export report indicate that goods worth 34 billion, 72,869,799 kobo with a pre-on-board value of $87.9 million were exported as against 30.2 billion naira, which is equal to FOB value of $82.1 million. I want to seek the indulgence of the esteemed stakeholders to join forces with the command and ensure that items that are on prohibition list are strictly adhered to, and also urge them to prepare themselves for emerging realities of custom examination through non-intrusive inspection regime. The non-inspection inspection regime is targeted in increasing volume of cargo inspection, saving cost and time of clearing, storing reliable data and images for reference purpose, and reduce human contact in the examination of containerized cargo, leading to delay in the clearance time. Members of the press, you may recall that the achievement of the command recorded, the achievement recorded by the command has earned us remarkable letters of recommendation by Controller General of Customs, Colonel Hamid Ibrahim Ali retired, and his management team. This has further strengthened our drive to sustain the tempo and up the ante in discharging our responsibility.
Before I round up this week's edition of the program Customs Report, we brought you a report where the Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service addressed members of the National Assembly on the budget of the Nigerian Customs Service. For me, Igiseme Etinye, thanks for watching.